What's up YouTube? This is Mr. Rickard, aka Olive Rickard, back again with another video today. And this will not be reading the Quran video. I believe I'm on reading the Quran number 48. But this will be a book collection. I'll show you guys my book collection. Not the whole entire thing, but the majority of it. And there's a small amount of spiritual books in it. Probably about 9 spiritual books. But I'm gonna show you guys the Holy Qurans first because those are the best out of the collection, especially the Noble Quran. So I'm gonna get right to it. I can tell you guys how many books are here for you guys to show you guys. There's some rare ones that I have for sure. Let me count real quick. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 24 books right here, guys. By the way, I am 24. I'll be 25 this year. But, this book right here, called Leviathan, by, I believe it is Thomas Hobbes. By Thomas Hobbes. This is Leviathan, the book called Leviathan, or The Matter, Form, and Power of Commonwealth, Ecclesiastical and Civil. I can read something for you guys real quick. That's interesting. This is basically a Christian, it's a foundation of the Christian religion. And it's not bad, it's pretty good. I'll read something to you guys real quick because it's pretty interesting. Here's something. By the name of angel is signified generally a messenger, and most often a messenger of God. And by a messenger of God is signified anything that makes known his extraordinary presence. That is to say the extraordinary manifestation of his power, especially by a dream or vision. So it's not bad. There's some pretty cool stuff in here. But this is the first book I'm going to show you guys. The elect are the only children of the resurrection, that is to say, the sole heirs of eternal life. They only can die no more. It is they that are equal to the angels and that are the children of God and not the reprobate. There's some pretty deep stuff in here, but this book, I believe it was the copyright of this book. I don't know if there's a date in here about how old this book is, but I know it's older than the 1920s because there is somebody's name on there. It looks like, I can't read that first name, but it says April 9th, 1910. April 9th, 1910. This book might be, but it's in very well condition considering it might be in the late 1800s. It's got a total amount of 501 pages. Pretty good book. Check it out. You might be able to find one online, but I found this one in an antique store. First book. Second book. This is called Cat Magic by Whitley Strieber. I'm on page 100 in this book. It is about, let's see, some people in Maywell, New Jersey commute to New York. Some are working on a lab project that will change the world if it is allowed to succeed. And some people are witches. Amanda Walker is not a witch yet. She is an artist looking for work, unaware that someone has desperate need for her. A dark plan that may require Amanda to enter death itself, if she is allowed to live long enough to make the choice. Amanda's tale is far stranger than she knows. It is ancient beyond memory. In times of great change, it must be relived. In all its fear and hope, its wisdom in its past. One of those times is now. That's not a good book. I got the one and only Harry Potter Goblet of Fire. Very old edition. I got this one at my cousin's house. This book belonged to my cousin Jennifer Rickard. And I do have a beautiful drawing in there for a bookmark of a raven. And it has some scripture of the Holy Quran. I give a great shout out to Allah for allowing me to make this video. The creator of all things, all worlds, the universe, everything in between, above and below. All praises to the King of Kings, Allah. This is Stephen King, The Eyes of the Dragon. Also, on the Harry Potter book, I'm on page 122. This Harry Potter book right here. Oh, and I also have another drawing in here of Lord Voldemort. This book is very long and it is very, very, very good. 734 pages of the imagination in here of the author of, what's her name? J.K. Rowling. This is The Eyes of the Dragon by Stephen King. Most people know about Harry Potter. It's about a wizard who, or a boy, his parents were wizards, and the great and evil one in the Harry Potter, and what is their school called? I forget, but within the wizard empire or whatever, the evil one was sent to kill off Harry Potter, but he failed, and he became a really great and well-known wizard because of his parents protected them because of their love. This book, I am on page 42. This book has 326 pages in it. I can check. Yeah, I have other books. I have a Christine, Stephen King, which I don't think I finished. It's really good. It's one of my favorite movies, but I don't think it's in my closet. I would love to show you guys that one because the art on the cover and whatnot is really cool, but I think it might be somewhere else in the house. But this is a Holy Quran, and this Holy Quran has a total of 633 pages. I can show you that it is a Holy Quran. The Quran translated, message for humanity. There's some cool coding on the back. There is some very cool coding. Tarat in Arabic means Torah in English. Na means Noah. Yusuf means Joseph. And Allah means God. Adam is Adam, and I find one more for you guys. Nazrini. Nazrini means Christian. And there should be the Jewish name in here. Yehudi. Yehudi means Jew in Arabic. Jesus spoke Arabic, I believe. And I think he was a Jew, but a lot of Jesuses out there. This is Borris Karloff presents Tales of the Frightened. This is by Michael Avallone. This has a lot of different stories in one. It has Man in a Raincoat, Deadly Dressed, Hand of Fate. There's a bunch of them. There's a total of 124 pages in this one. I finished this one. Finished it. This is Stand and Deliver by Nicholas Edwards. This book has a total of 118 pages. This is based on a true story about a small amount of high schoolers taught by a teacher. I don't want to go too in depth of it, but long story short, they passed a really big test and they got good credit, and the people that were entitled for issuing the test, they thought that they didn't really have the potential to pass it for the second time, but they took it again and they passed it. And long story short, the school was in a very bad area, but they passed the test. Very hard test. I believe it was the AP. It's called the AP Calculus exam. Very hard to pass. And I finished that one, Stand and Deliver. This is called The War of the Worlds, H.G. Wells. This book's amazing. This book has a total of 194 pages. This book is very good. And strange, too, it is to stand on Primrose Hill as I did but a day before writing this last chapter, to see the great province of houses, dim and blue through the haze of the smoke and mist, vanishing at last into the vague lower sky, to see the people walking to and fro among the flower fields on the hill, to see the sight series about the Martian machine that stands there still, etc., etc. This book's pretty good. And I finished the War of the Worlds. I finished that one. This is Conan, the Usurper. I finished this book too, and it's incredible. Bunch of war, like barbaric, savage wars of like monsters and snakes and stuff. This has a total of 256 pages. This book's amazing. It's pretty good. In its mighty talons it snatched up the dripping head and soared skyward, and Conan stood struck dumb, for from the eagle's throat boomed human laughter and the voice of Peleus the sorcerer. Then a hideous thing came to pass, for the heedless body reared up from the sand and staggered away in awful flight on stiffening legs, hands outstretched blindly toward the dot, speeding and dwindling in the dusky sky. I mean, some of these wars that are in here are amazing. And it talks about treasures too and everything like that, and gods and stuff like that. It's pretty good. Conan the Usurper. Let me check and see if there's a date in here for you guys. (1967). That was the year that my mom was born, and yes, 256 pages. Good read. This is The Snow Goose by Paul Gallico. This is a short story and it has 57 pages. No? 58 pages. It was alright. It was a decent book. This is called Crossroads by W.M. Paul Young. This is about a guy's journey through the spiritual world of an unconscious state of mind, and it's okay. I mean, it was alright, but I think Conan the Usurper is a lot better, and I don't really believe in it too much. This book, it's decent, but it's too much, too much excessive abuse of, nature and stuff like that. And it's too, it's just about like a pacifist and stuff like that. And it's a guy's journey to see if he believes there's a Jesus, and it's just kind of too excessive. I mean, if you really believe, you should be having conversation. You should already know where he is. He's in your heart. This guy, he's basically trying to go around the whole entire frickin' world from the day he was born till the day he dies to find, his imaginary friend, whatever. This is Beneath the Planet of the Apes. This book's amazing. This book is by Michael Avallone as well. 1970 is the copyright of this book. This book has a total of 134 pages. And I love this book because it talks about the apes and the humans at war. It is fictional, but hey, you never know. Whoops. This is the Epic of Gilgamesh. Not a bad read. I like this one. It was very good. This one talks a lot about Satan, which is pretty awesome. This has 72 pages. You guys should definitely check out this book. It's very good. It's very cool. It's majestic, ancient type. He straddled the earth like a bull that sniffs the ground, and his teeth were clenched. By the life of my mother and son, who gave me birth, and by the life of my father, divine Ligobanda, let me live to be the wonder of my mother, as when she nursed me on her lap. A second time, he said to him, by the life of Ninsun, my mother, who gave me birth, and the life of my father, etc. So there's a lot of good stuff in here. Like a raging wild bull, he snuffed the ground. The watchman of the woods turned full of threatenings. Good book. Very, very good. This is another, I think this is another Michael Avallone. I might be wrong. Hold on. Who is this by? Edgar Rice Burroughs, The Mastermind of Mars. This book is amazing. Now, this is a journey that this character goes through, and the characters go through. The names of the characters, it's almost alien type. It's amazing. It's like, it gets to a point where like most of it is like traveling through rooms and eternity and stuff like that, and other planets and stuff like that, and it's a bunch of kidnappings and taking the souls from certain beings and replacing them with more powerful souls and minds. As you can see, that little being there is getting abused by that giant one. I'm making a YouTube video, so be out in a little bit. This book's really good. You guys should check it out. The Mastermind of Mars. This is I Am the Cheese by Robert Cormier. A boy's search for his father becomes a desperate journey to unlock a secret past, but it is a past that must not be remembered if the boy is to survive. There's a hidden character in this book as known as the Gray Man, and he's a haunting within this man's mind. The character of the boy, and it's pretty cool. This book's pretty cool. The Gray Man. This book has a total of 214 pages, and this one was this particular copy was manufactured in 1977. This book is amazing. I've read this book 2 times. The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank. This book is very good. It has 268 pages. It talks about the 7 heavens in here. It talks about Adolf. It talks about the Jews. It talks about Anne and her best friend Kitty. And it talks about where Anne grew up before she went to the secret annex, where she was then found. And it doesn't really say that she was slaughtered or killed or taken to somewhere else, from what I was able to find out as I got to the end, but I believe she died, but I'm not too sure. But it's very good. This one definitely takes a lot of patience to read because there is a lot of conversation in it. And basically, this was written by Anne Frank in the 30s, 1930s, 1940s. I'm thinking, but it's very, very cool. That's little Anne when she was younger. Little Annie. She wanted to do a lot of things, and for I would say, majority of this, she did. Her diary lived on, and it has carried this far into my hands personally. For her being such a young and she's very young and she could write all this. Yeah, stay with me, guys. My flash just turned off, and I'm going to continue the video. This is a very long video, but I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the video, and I'm sorry that this camera is not wanting to stay still. Very, very sorry about this, guys. If you could have some patience with me. Sorry about that, but I hope you guys are liking the video, and I'm going to put a link in the description of every single book that I was able to show you guys. And yeah, this is a good book. But I definitely give her a lot of credit. She went through a lot, and I think she deserved a lot better. Now, this book is incredible. This book is a gem within the hidden unknown universe divide. This is, you will not believe, my friends. This is Darwinism. There's 113 pages in here. This is by Peter J. Bowler. It is about Darwin himself. This is Darwinism. And he is a scientist, and it talks about the creator in this, because you may believe in God that you're a creature, but some things are not created, like fossils and things that are just bust out into the unknown within the Big Bang and stuff like that. There's a lot of science in here, and most of it is evolution. Things that are evolving, the mind going into cycles and reincarnating, and having a vast cycle and a time loop that just gets stronger and stronger and is able to preserve its himself in a more powerful way. But it's pretty deep. This book is pretty deep. It not only goes in to say that it talks a lot about fossils. I looked up the most oldest fossil that has ever been recorded in the world, and it's 3.5 billion years old. So this book is pretty boss, and it does talk a lot about God, which is pretty cool. This is the Life of Pi. I believe I've read this at least once. I think I've read it twice, actually. And this book has 319 pages. This is about an Indian boy who goes on a journey through the... originally, he seeks out religion, and he's trying to find the true God, and let me tell you, he finds him. And it talks a lot about the cycles and the creations and the gods and the one God. And he ends up traveling out of India. He leaves India, he goes on a journey with his family, and the ship ends up getting wrecked and overthrown by the mighty and enormous waves that are able to consume the ship. He escaped with some animals, and he sailed out into the ocean, and he survived. And he found an island. I don't know what the island is called, but it's like a hidden island that in the movie, like during the night, when the starlight is over it, it looks like a sleeping god in the island. He found this island, and he couldn't bear to live on it any longer because it felt like he was living there for like eternity. But this book is pretty cool. They made a movie of it, and I think I told you about, yeah, 319 pages. This one is by Yann Martel. I got 5 more books for you guys. Stay patient with me, and I'll be out of here. Like I said, I'll put these books in the description, and they're all really good reads. I'm gonna name this one Book Collection. This is Aleph Rickard, aka Mr. Rickard, aka Aleph Rickard. You guys can look at my other videos, you guys can subscribe, you guys can like, and you guys can even leave a comment. I appreciate you for viewing anything that I've had in the past or anything that I have been posting within the present day. Thanks once again, and there's 5 more books left. This is the Legend of Kanyuksa. This is about an ancient tribe that they survive off the land, and this is 139 pages, but it's about forest people. It's about certain things that were made by tribe warriors, and it's about the Indians. Check it out, stuff like that. This book is very good, and it looks pretty old, and it has the date in here of 1928. March 19, 1928. So this book is pretty old. Oh yeah, 1928. Press of the J.W. Burke Company, Macon, Georgia, 1928. I'm going to show you guys the Holy Qurans real quick, and then I'll show you a book that's very cool. It's a religious book. Then I'll show you a very, very good fictional book. This is the Holy Quran. This one has a total of... It doesn't have the page numbers. Oh, it does, actually. It has probably the same amount. It's got about 500. It ends on counting the pages at 530 at chapter 83, and it doesn't say of any other page numbers out of the 114 chapters, but it stops at chapter 83, 530 pages. This is the Noble Quran. This is the best book that I have right here. Reason being is because it gives me guide to experience light, protection, a powerful guardian, and most of all, eternal life in due time on the final day and the day after, which is endless. God is willing. He is able to do all things. This book is powerful, and it has a lot of piety and redemption within the human heart as of today, tomorrow, and yesterday. This book is incredible. And I can show you, I can literally open it up and read anything from here, and it is amazing. If your Lord had a wish, he would have made mankind into one community, but they will not stop disagreeing, except for those whom your Lord has shown mercy. For that reason did he create them, and your Lord's word was completed. I shall fill hell with sprites, and mankind altogether. Everything we relate to you concerning the history of messengers is what we brace your vitals with. Through this, truth comes to you, as well as a lesson and a reminder for believers. Tell those who do not believe, do whatever lies within your capacity. We are likewise acting. Wait, we are waiting too. God holds the unseen in heaven and earth, and unto him does every matter return. So serve him and rely on him. Your Lord is not unmindful of what you all are doing. I believe this is chapter 11, and I think it is HUD. Chapter 11, HUD, which is also known as... I just wanted to read that to you guys, show you some significance. It's also labeled as the Messenger. This is the Holy Quran, and it also has Arabic in here. Very, very beautiful. I'll show you two more books, and I'll show you one of an Arabic drawing that I showed in a previous video, but it's a vision of the Arsh and the throne of God. I can show you guys real quick. It's pretty cool. I'll show you guys at the end because it is very beautiful. Yes, it's very pretty. It will be a reward for you guys at the end that stayed long enough in the video and saw my book collection of 24 books. I hope you guys read every day and stay on top because it can gain a lot. Knowledge